Hi, everyone. When scientists first observed archaea, many assumed they were simply unusual bacteria. After all, archaea are small, lack a nucleus, and look superficially similar to bacteria under the microscope. But as researchers studied them more carefully, they discovered something surprising. Archaea are not bacteria. They represent an entirely separate domain of life with unique chemistry, genetics, and evolutionary history. And even though many archaea live in extreme environments, we now know they are also incredibly common in ordinary environments like oceans, soils, and even the human body. In this lecture, we'll explore what makes archaea unique and why they are so important for understanding life on Earth. By the end of this module, you should be able to describe major characteristics of archaea and explain their ecological and evolutionary importance. At first glance, archaea and bacteria can appear very similar. Both are prokaryotes, meaning they lack membrane-bound nuclei, and most membrane-bound, and most of them lack membrane-bound organelles. But chemically and genetically, archaea are very different from bacteria. One major difference involves their cell membranes. Archaeal membranes contain unique lipids that are chemically distinct from bacterial and eukaryotic membranes. These unusual lipids help many archaea survive harsh environmental conditions. Their cell walls are also different. Many archaea lack peptidoglycan, the molecule found in bacterial cell walls. And when scientists compared ribosomal RNA sequences, they discovered that archaea are evolutionarily distinct from bacteria. In fact, some archaeal genes are actually more similar to eukaryotic genes than bacterial ones. So although archaea may look superficially simple, molecular biology revealed that they represent a very different branch of life. Archaea became famous because many early discoveries involved organisms living in extreme environments. Some archaea thrive in environments with extremely high temperatures, such as hot springs and hydrothermal vents. Others tolerate extremely salty environments, like salt lakes. And some survive in highly acidic conditions that would destroy most forms of life. These organisms are called extremophiles because they thrive under conditions considered extreme for most organisms. The unique chemistry of archaeal membranes and proteins helps stabilize their cells under these stressful conditions. Studying extremophiles expanded our understanding of the limits of life. It also changed how scientists think about the possibility of life in extreme environments on other planets or moons. One especially important group of archaea is the methanogens. Methanogens produce methane gas as part of their metabolism. They live in anaerobic environments where oxygen is absent because oxygen is toxic to many methanogens. You commonly find methanogens in wetlands, sediments, sewage systems, and the digestive systems of animals such as cows and termites. When cows release methane gas, methanogenic archaea inside their digestive system are partly responsible. Methane is a powerful greenhouse gas, so methanogens play an important role in global carbon cycling and climate processes. And because methanogens help break down organic matter in oxygen free environments, they are also ecologically important decomposers in many ecosystems. One misconception about archaea is that they only live in extreme environments. That is not true. Today, we know archaea are widespread in ordinary environments as well. They are found in oceans, soils, freshwater systems, and even within the human microbiome and in our wastewater treatment plants. In many ecosystems, archaea participate in nutrient cycling and other important biochemical processes. Some marine archaea are incredibly abundant and may influence global nitrogen cycling on an enormous scale. So, while extremophiles helped scientists first recognize archaea, we now understand that archaea are actually common components of many normal ecosystems. One of the most important discoveries involving archaea was evolutionary. When scientists compared molecular sequences such as ribosomal RNA, they realized that life could not simply be divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Instead, life was reorganized into three domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Even more interesting, archaea appear to share a closer evolutionary relationship with eukaryotes than bacteria do. Some scientists think eukaryotic cells may have evolved from archaeal ancestors or from close evolutionary relatives of archaea. This discovery dramatically reshaped the tree of life and changed our understanding of evolution, and researchers are still actively studying these relationships today. Archaea matter because they influence ecosystems, climate, evolution, and biotechnology. They help drive nutrient cycles. Methanogens influence carbon cycling and methane production. Some archaeas survive conditions that help scientists study the limits of life itself. Archaeal enzymes are also useful in biotechnology because many remain stable under extreme temperatures or chemical conditions. And evolutionarily, archaea provide important clues about how complex cells may have originated. The major takeaway is that archaea are not just weird bacteria, they are a distinct and enormously important domain of life that changed how scientists understand biology itself. With that, thank you for attending this lecture. See you at the next one.